You wake up from the most vivid, incredible dream of your life. You tell yourself you'll definitely remember it. 10 minutes later, brushing your teeth, it's already gone. Not fading slowly. Just gone, almost instantly. Why does this happen every single time, no matter how hard you try to hold on? The answer involves brain chemistry that's working against you the entire time you're dreaming. And stick around, because there's a genuinely simple trick that can dramatically improve dream recall. It takes about 10 seconds, and almost nobody actually does it. Let's get into it. First, a quick refresher on what's actually happening when you dream. Most vivid dreaming happens during a sleep stage called REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement, because your eyes actually dart around under your closed eyelids. During REM, your brain is remarkably active, almost as active as when you're awake. But your body is essentially paralyzed at the same time, to stop you from acting out your dreams. You cycle through REM sleep multiple times a night, with periods getting longer toward morning. Most people dream several times every single night, whether they remember it or not. Before we get to forgetting, let's quickly address why dreams feel so strange in the first place. One well-known theory is called activation synthesis. The idea is that your brainstem fires off fairly random neural signals during REM sleep. Your cortex then tries to make sense of those random signals, weaving them into a story. That story-building process is creative, but not exactly logical, which is why dreams can feel so surreal. Some researchers also believe dreaming helps process emotions and consolidate experiences from your day. Understanding why dreams are strange actually helps explain why they're also so hard to hold on to. Okay, here's reason number 1: your brain forgets dreams so fast. Memory formation relies heavily on a brain chemical called norepinephrine. It's essentially a chemical that helps stamp experiences into long-term memory. During REM sleep, norepinephrine levels drop to some of the lowest levels of your entire day. Without enough of that chemical, your brain simply isn't set up to properly record new memories. So your dream is happening vividly in the moment, but it's barely being saved anywhere. It's like writing an important note using a pen that's almost out of ink. Reason number 2 involves a specific brain region going quiet during sleep. The prefrontal cortex, right behind your forehead, handles a lot of memory organization. During REM sleep, this region becomes significantly less active than when you're awake. That's actually part of why dreams can feel so bizarre and illogical while they're happening. Your brain's usual logic and organization center simply isn't fully online to make sense of things. Without that region working properly, dreams don't get filed away the way normal memories do. Vivid experience, weak filing system. That combination is a recipe for fast forgetting. Here's something researchers have specifically tested about the exact moment you wake up. If you wake up during REM sleep, dream recall is dramatically better than if you wake up after it ends. Sleep researchers have confirmed this repeatedly by waking participants at different, precisely timed points. Even a few minutes after REM ends, recall quality drops off surprisingly fast. This is part of why some mornings you remember a dream vividly, and other mornings, nothing at all. It often just comes down to the exact timing of your alarm relative to your sleep cycle. There's a deeper theory here too, called state-dependent memory. The idea is that memories are easier to recall when your brain is in a similar state to when they were formed. Your brain chemistry during REM sleep is wildly different from your brain chemistry while fully awake. That mismatch alone makes it genuinely harder to pull dream memories into your waking mind. It's a bit like trying to remember something that happened while you were extremely drowsy or intoxicated. The memory might technically exist, but accessing it from a different mental state is genuinely difficult. Now here's a totally different factor working against your dream memories. The moment you wake up, your brain gets flooded with new sensory information. Light, sound, the feeling of your blanket, your first thoughts of the day, all at once. Researchers call this interference, and it can actively overwrite fragile, freshly formed memories. Your dream memory was already weak from the chemistry problem. Now it's competing with a flood of new input. It rarely stands a chance unless you capture it almost immediately. Which brings us to that simple trick I mentioned at the start. Write down or say out loud whatever you remember the second you wake up. Before you check your phone, before you get up, before you even open the curtains. Every one of those normal morning actions counts as interference that can wipe the memory. Even just a few keywords or images can act as a hook to pull back more detail later. This single habit is genuinely one of the most effective, well-supported tricks for dream recall. Here's a question you might be wondering. Why do some people remember dreams constantly, and others almost never? Researchers have found that people who wake up briefly, multiple times during the night, tend to recall more dreams. Those brief awakenings create more opportunities to catch a dream right as it's happening. There's also research linking stronger dream recall to activity in a brain region called the temporoparietal junction. People with naturally higher activity there seem to be more responsive to sounds and stimuli during sleep. That heightened responsiveness may make it easier to partially wake and catch dream content in the act. So dream recall isn't really about willpower. It's largely about brain wiring and sleep patterns. Let's talk about how we even discovered REM sleep existed in the first place. In 1953, researchers Eugene Aserinsky and Nathaniel Kleitman identified REM sleep for the first time. They noticed the rapid eye movements and connected them to intense dreaming activity. Shortly after, researcher William Dement expanded this work, mapping out full sleep cycles in detail. Later, French researcher Michel Jouvet discovered the muscle paralysis that occurs alongside REM sleep. Together, this research completely transformed how scientists understood sleep and dreaming. Before this, dreaming was mostly a mystery. Afterward, it became a measurable, testable brain process. This research also connects to something called lucid dreaming. That's when you become aware you're dreaming while the dream is still happening. Interestingly, lucid dreamers tend to have noticeably better dream recall overall. One theory is that lucid dreaming involves slightly more prefrontal cortex activity than normal dreaming. That extra activity may help with both awareness during the dream and memory formation afterward. It's more supporting evidence that an active prefrontal cortex is a key piece of this whole puzzle. Here's another angle worth mentioning. Dreams may serve a real emotional purpose, even if we forget them. Some researchers believe REM sleep helps the brain process difficult emotional experiences from the day. This has been called overnight therapy by some sleep scientists, somewhat informally. Under this idea, dreaming might be doing important emotional work even without you ever remembering the content. So forgetting a dream doesn't necessarily mean it was pointless. The processing may have already happened. The memory fades, but researchers suspect some of the emotional benefit may stick around regardless. Quick detour. Do animals dream? And do they forget their dreams the same way we do? Researchers studying rats have found something remarkable using brain activity recordings. During sleep, rats' brains often replay the exact same neural patterns from earlier maze-running activity. It looks a lot like the rat is mentally re-experiencing or possibly dreaming about its day. We obviously can't ask a rat what it remembers afterward, but the neural evidence is genuinely striking. It suggests the roots of dreaming and possibly forgetting run deep across many species. Quick pause before we continue. Take a guess. Do you think people who say they never dream actually aren't dreaming at all? Almost certainly not. Nearly everyone dreams multiple times a night, even without any memory of it. Saying you never dream almost always really means you never happen to wake up during or right after one. Let's clear up a few common myths before we wrap up. Myth 1. Some people genuinely never dream at all. False. Outside of some rare medical conditions, nearly everyone dreams. Most people just don't recall it. Myth 2. Dreams only last a few seconds, even though they can feel like they cover hours. Actually false. REM periods can last many minutes, and dream time roughly matches real elapsed time. Myth 3. Everyone dreams in the same amount of vivid color and detail. Also false. Dream vividness and even color perception in dreams varies noticeably between individuals. Myth 4. Remembering your dreams means you slept worse than someone who doesn't. Not true. Dream recall is about waking timing and brain wiring, not sleep quality itself. Myth 5. Alcohol or certain foods before bed give you more vivid, memorable dreams. The real effect is usually about disrupted sleep patterns, causing more brief awakenings, not the dream content itself. More awakenings simply means more chances to catch a dream in progress. Same mechanism as before. Let's wrap up with a few fun extra facts. On average, people spend around 2 hours a night dreaming, spread across multiple REM periods. Yet most of us wake up recalling only a tiny fraction of that, if anything at all. Some researchers estimate the average person has well over 100,000 dreams across a lifetime. Nearly all of them are experienced once, and then completely forgotten forever. Blind people, including those born blind, still dream, often relying heavily on sound, touch, and emotion instead of vision. It's a good reminder that dreaming isn't just about visuals. It's a much broader brain experience. One last fact before the recap. Consistent dream journaling can measurably improve recall over just a few weeks. Researchers believe the practice itself trains your brain to prioritize catching dream content upon waking. It's genuinely one of the few brain skills you can noticeably improve with a simple, low-effort daily habit. Okay, let's bring this all together. You forget dreams quickly because of low norepinephrine levels during REM sleep, weakening memory formation. Your prefrontal cortex is also less active during dreaming, making memories harder to properly file away. A mismatch between your sleeping and waking brain states makes recall even harder, similar to state-dependent memory. And the moment you wake up, a flood of new sensory input can overwrite whatever fragile memory remains. Writing your dream down immediately, before anything else, is one of the most effective ways to fight all of this. Dream recall varies between people based on brain wiring and how often they briefly wake during the night. All from one simple, universal experience nearly everyone has, but almost nobody stops to actually question. If this answered a question you never knew you had, that's exactly what this channel is about. So if you enjoyed this, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. It genuinely helps this channel grow, and it takes about 2 seconds. Drop a comment and tell me which part surprised you the most. Was it the norepinephrine explanation? The rat dream research? Let me know. And if you liked this video, go ahead and tap that like button. It's a small click that genuinely helps this channel keep growing. There are hundreds of everyday questions just like this one waiting to be explored. Things you experience every single night, but never actually questioned. That's what this channel is all about. Toggling your curiosity on, one question at a time. One more thing before you go. Tap that notification bell too, so you actually see it when the next video drops. Next time, we're tackling why flamingos stand on one leg for hours without falling over. It's a surprisingly clever energy-saving trick, and you will not guess the mechanism. I'll see you in the next one.